What's up, guys, and welcome back to Planet Coaster. If you've enjoyed this series, make sure to drop a like on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. I feel like I need to get this out there now because I know not everyone's going to watch till the very end. So this will be the series finale for Season 2 of Planet Coaster because Planet Coaster 2 is literally right around the corner. And you bet your sweet Pippi your boy's going to create a brand spanking new series on it. But what does that mean for Toogii Land? Are we just going to abandon it? After all the time and effort we have into it, we're just going to walk away from it? Kinda, yeah. But I will, after today, be uploading the entire thing to the Steam Workshop. That way you guys can download it and walk around and check it all out on your own time. But I really do hope to see you all in the comments for Season 1 of Planet Coaster 2. Like I said, coming very soon. So today is probably going to be another short but sweet episode. Hopefully that's all right with you guys, but we don't really have that much left to do out here as far as the spooky themed zone goes. So you've probably noticed, and honestly it's kind of hard to miss, all the new trees and other scenery pieces that have been added here. I spent an hour, maybe 2 hours working on this while my wife was getting the rest of her wisdom teeth extracted. I know, great husband, right? Goes home to play video games instead of holding my wife's hand. She actually told me to scram, so I did this instead, which is something you guys had been asking me to do since, I don't know, we started working on this zone. I realize it's been pretty sparse up until now, but it's insane to me just how much a couple of trees can really do for this area. There's one more thing that I think we should probably tackle real quick. Like, you know what, on second thought, let me show you guys around first, and then we'll add some more finishing touches. So starting over here with the Street Fox coffee, it's a little bit more spooky themed now, but every, I want to say in-game 30 minutes, a little something will happen right yonder. So I'm going to stand, oh, we're not going to be able to see that thing when it goes off too. I'm going to stand here so you guys can see it, and we'll change it to 1 a.m. instead of p.m. at night. There it is. Took long enough. So yeah, there's that. There's some like green smoke that kind of comes out of the fireplace there. It's basically the same asset, so to speak, from inside the Haunted Mansion. What's this place called? The Jailer's Den. Of course. We didn't rename it, which is why I didn't remember the name. There's also this area, which again, I'm going to have to wait 30 minutes just to show you. Actually, I'm pretty sure I can trigger the sequence from right here. Let's do that instead. There it is. So all the lights in this area also will flash every, like I said, 30 minutes or however long it is. And then there's a very subtle red light that illuminates the skeleton who tries to get up, I guess. And then on the opposite end, with Haya Sushi, it has a similar fireplace, the same bat up at the top, though this thing over here is still different, where instead of a skeleton, it's a spooky ghost hanging out, falling from the ceiling. Very scary, I know, terrifying. This area also features, this area and the Street Fox Coffee also feature our, like, only food courts. Pretty much. We have other tables elsewhere, but this is definitely the largest dedicated space for that. We've got ATMs again, one over here, one on the other side, just across from the main attractions for this zone. The bathroom block and the first aid facility have also been slightly themed. I didn't really do anything crazy. There's a little bit more smoke, a little bit more of that spooky fog, some more grave sites, and the trees, of course. That's an obvious one. But what I wanted to do real quick, before I get too carried away, is add the falling leaves effect to each and every tree in this zone. Actually, probably just these 4 trees. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really think any of these trees need it. And there we go. It's really that easy. So you see this orange box that we have up inside the tree trunk now? That just makes leaves that fall every so often. So those are obviously a darker red. These are going to be more of an orangey. Same thing over here, kind of a darker orange, and then these will be yellow. So trying to match the leaf color to the same color as the leaves on the tree. I'm like confusing myself a lot today. I don't know why. English is hard sometimes, you know, it is what it is. So we've got a couple of these spooky trees sort of sprinkled throughout the area as well. Each one has that green, I think it's supposed to be fire on the inside of them, which looks pretty good. This one also has some jack-o'-lanterns around it. And then there's these spooky green vines is what they're called. I didn't really know what to fill this area of the queue with, but I found these in the catalog and decided to try it out. So they've all got, or at least the vertical ones, the tall ones have like a magenta light illuminating them at night. Just kind of thought it added to the overall aesthetic of the area. And then up here, tons of trees, not a lot of people riding these rides, which I get. It's kind of a bit of a trek to get all the way out here, but I think we're gonna fix that today, hopefully. If all goes according to plan, we'll fix that. Holy, dude, I haven't been paying attention to our finances whatsoever, and we are crushing it. We made $30,000 a few months ago in just rides and tickets, $16,000 and then $8,500 in October. That's crazy, dude. $82,000 in the back pocket. All right, cool. Well, we probably don't need to do any more like marketing or anything for a good while. I am going to pause though, just so things don't get away from us. And what I want to do today is build a track ride, a custom track ride, probably a transport ride. See what we have available for those. The tour bus probably wouldn't be bad, but I'd kind of like to do a tunnel somewhere since this whole area is sort of elevated, right? I'm thinking something like this might be kind of cool because the other ones we couldn't put through a tunnel. They go in the sky. But this one I could see working out for us. So I'm just gonna rotate it around. We'll kind of just temporarily place it right yonder, and then we'll work on the track here in just a moment. My main concern, though, is that this thing doesn't look spooky in the slightest bit, so I'm immediately going to check out the colors, and we'll see if we can make it look a little scarier. Wait, we can add music? Hang on. There's gotta be spooky soundtracks in here somewhere. There's studios, classic rides. There it is, spooky. What do we want? Spooky monsters, spooky dark ride, dark magic, spooky waltz, spooky carnival, the old haunt. I think Planet Spooky. Let's go with Planet Spooky on that. I've adjusted the track so it's a little bit darker, pretty much jet black everything, so I think we're good there. The car though, I want to do like a dark fuchsia, dark purple. I like that. That's giving spooky vibes for sure. Is this the interior color, I'm guessing? Sure is. Okay, we'll make that super bright white. And then what is the gray change? Oh, that's part of the car. Okay, we'll make that black. And then what is this? Just that little like light thing? Or is that a speaker? Let's go white on that. I think that looks kind of sick. Oh yeah, dude, especially with like the spooky cobblestone on the top, that works. That definitely works. Okay, so I don't know that this is precisely where I want to put this thing, but I'd like to have maybe 3 stations. So we'll have one here, we'll have one on the opposite end, and then maybe the third up here in the middle. I was going to try to leave a little bit of room to add a coaster out here, but maybe I'll leave that up to you guys. When you download Toogii Land, maybe you can add something cool out here. I've got a very rough and basic track layout done now, but what I need to figure out is where the third station is going to go and also where this tunnel is going to go. You know what? I couldn't help but notice this off in the distance. We've got to do something about Cascade. You guys remember Cascade, right? Probably the worst thing I've ever built. It's been closed for a long time because it was just losing money for us. We're going to get rid of that before we upload this whole thing to the Steam Workshop. You don't need to see that. Honestly, you're not missing much of anything. There we go. That's better. I feel a lot better about that now. So, back to this whole deal. We have one station. This is, we'll say station 1, leading all the way over to station 2. I want station 3 right in this area. I just don't know if it should be on this track or the other. Well, actually, hang on. It doesn't really make sense for it to go from station 1 to 2 and then directly to 3 and then have nothing the entire return trip back. So maybe we'll add station 3, technically station 3, right? Because it's gonna go 1, 2, and then 3. So we'll add that right here, which means this whole bit from right yonder to right yonder is gonna be our tunnel area. That way we can still have a queue sort of go over the tunnel and reach this third station. I really hope this works. I have not tested this whatsoever. Also, I'm gonna leave tunneling off, or auto tunnel off, and we will make our own tunnel manually. So I need to count this so it's the same on the other side. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On 6, we'll bring back to 0, back to flat. And again over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On 6, we're gonna bring that back flat. Okay, and then this just needs to go straight across and connect up to the other side. It's definitely not gonna be the prettiest thing in the world right away. It's a very rough tunnel. Maybe auto tunnel would have been the better option. I just don't want the rock to be like pushed too far away from the track. Like if it's gonna be spooky, the guests better feel like they're gonna, you know, die at any moment. With our super rough terrain sculpting complete, all we need now is a tunnel. And I've got just the thing, or at least I think I've got just the thing. You know those crypt walls that we were using for the front? I'm pretty sure they have an arch that's not decorative like this. So I'm gonna try to use that, I think. Hold on, let me cook. We might actually be onto something here, dude. So we've got the crypt arch on the edges, right, on both ends. And then down through the center, we have the haunted house archways. I kind of really like that. I think it looks pretty solid. I don't know if I'm gonna leave the haunted house ones purple or not. It's more or less just a placeholder for the time being. But now that we have that done, it looks good on the sides. It's not gonna look good if the guests look up while riding through it. So we need something here. Could we do terrain? Let me try terrain. If not, I'm fully prepared to use these edgeless modular planar box things again for like fake grass.
Many minutes later.
Build a tunnel, they said. It'll be fun, they said. I'm they in this scenario. I thought that this would be a really good idea, and it is shaping up to be pretty dang sick. However, it's taken quite a bit longer than I anticipated. We can do a quick little fly through the entire thing. I am really glad that we were able to use terrain on the top side and didn't have to use the edgeless modular planar box things. They look good. It's just up here we have the retaining wall that we can kind of use to hide it a little bit. Down here we really don't have anywhere to hide it. So it kind of would have stuck out like a sore thumb, but it looks pretty dang solid, dude. I think we're gonna want some lights in here if possible. Maybe like some torches or something that gives more of like a flickering sort of light effect. I think that would look really nice in there. But yeah, the queue over top worked great. We've got plenty of clearance for our path up there. So we're looking solid. We've got station 3 basically complete. Did we change? We did change the path texture for station 2. So all we need to do now really is get a queue finished for this one and a queue finished for this one, and we can open her up, test her out.
1 hour later.
I don't think I'll ever fully understand why, but this queue was so much easier to make than these other two. Like, I was fighting this path the entire time. It didn't want to stay squared off at the end. It had to be all cattywampus like this. This one, way better though. Miles better than this other side. I don't even want to talk about it, dude. I could spend another hour getting it just right, but I don't really want to do that right now. And these benches don't really make any sense there anymore. So I'm just gonna slide them right on over here and everything's gonna be great. Now then, how many total trains do we want on this? I'm thinking like 4? No, wait, there's 3 stations. 6. Can we do that? 2, 2, and 2? Seems to be working so far. Let's roll with that until we have issues and then we can adjust it. But I think I'm just gonna open it straight away. We've got an initial ticket price of 2 bones. How much was our chairlift or the gondola? What are we charging for that guy? Oh, 2 bones. Perfect. We'll just leave it at $2 then. You guys, what are we doing? What's the holdup? Why are the doors still open? The car is full. Okay, there's 1 spot. There's a 1 spot open. Hang on, this was station 19. It's set to full load, which, my bad. Okay, they're finally moving. Maybe we don't want so many trains running at one time then. That's a pretty bad pileup. We'll see. Let me fast forward though. Some of those people are getting off, some more people are getting on, and then the doors should shut because don't block the station is checked. They're not shutting. Oh, and also the jailer's den has just broken down. Awesome. Good. Okay, you know what? It's a little stuck right now, but I'm wondering if that's because we don't yet have it added to our work roster. So maybe the mechanics aren't able to, I don't know. I'm trying anything. Maybe we just need less trains. We're gonna go from 6 trains to 3. That's 1 per station. Oh, that's immediately so much better. This one actually moved around the same time as this one, and same thing on this guy. Crow's Nest has broken down. It's good to see that all of our rides are still having troubles. Nobody's queuing up for this one, which I didn't really expect them to. I was hoping that they would get on at one of these 2 and then get off at this one so they could be closer to our flat rides here. But I just want to see it go through the tunnel, dude. I still haven't even seen what that looks like. Here we go. And we get to hear what, was it Planet Spooky? Was that the soundtrack that we chose? We get to hear what that sounds like, so it's pretty sick. Oh, and I forgot to do lights in here still. I meant to do that. I promise I meant to do that. A little slow. It is a little slow, but it looks pretty dang cool. The kids don't seem to be afraid, so that's nice. Even though it is the spooky zone. But there we go. Not too shabby. Okay, with $80,000 in the back pocket, the last thing that we need to do to this area is just extend the terrain so that these things aren't just floating out here all on their own. And that's it. I know this is kind of a weird one. The episode's definitely going to be very, very short, but truthfully, that's all I really wanted to accomplish today. If nothing else, it gave us a great transition, a great segue into Planet Coaster 2. So having said that, that is where we're going to wind things down at for this game. But once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you all in Planet Coaster 2. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.